Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Aria. I am now officially at level 7 now because today is December 1st, 2025, and they have finally unlocked level 7 for everybody on the North American server. So as you can tell, I'm going to click on upgrade requirements, and I have medical condition from level 7. It's saying that I'm going to go up in my planting, livestock, and other levels. But I just want to show you really quick, I still have 15 more days to level 8 before they unlock that cap. Even though I'm technically ready for level 8, but I have to wait 15 more days, so that's like 2 more weeks before I can do that. So right now, I'm just going to show you really quickly what's about to happen next. Alright, so now that I'm at level 7, I'm just going to come over here and go ahead and upgrade all my plant, my livestock, my reprocessing, my merchant trade post, because I've actually already met the requirements. It's just finally I get to click on a button to actually reach level 7. Okay, so this part should be easy if you're not capped, if you're starting this game a little bit later than December 1st, 2025. But yeah, for those of us who started early, we are capped. There are level caps here. So nothing much has really changed since I've reached level 7. I can get 2 more large animals in my livestock, but that's pretty much it. There's nothing else really new here in level 7. But I'm going to go ahead and just take you to my farm so you can take a look. Alright, I'm just going to come really quick here to see if anything changed in my reprocessing shop. As you can tell, not much has changed. I'm just here claiming all my items here really quickly. I'm also going to drag that Q&A over to the right because it's really annoying when it's on the left. Just want to let you know that salt is really important. So I'm always crafting salt and I'm always crafting sugar. And another thing that's really important is dyes. But let me just craft some more refined oil because that's through sunflower. But speaking of dyes, dyes is really important because when you are doing your own manor, like building your own buildings, and you want some of the buildings to be a different color, you would use the dyes here. Or if you want a piece of furniture to be a different color, you can actually dye it to a different color. So having dyes is actually quite useful in the Manor system. Of course you can sell it too, but I like to keep it so I can change my building and furniture colors. Alright, so let's come on over to the right hand side, and this side is more advanced processing. So this is where it's kind of fun, where you can turn like cotton and add some sugar and turn it into cotton candy. And of course you can turn like cabbage and add some salt and it becomes pickled cabbage. So it's really like what would happen in real life. So I really like this part because it's kind of fun. Now I'm not going to touch any of my mutant crops because I'm going to save that for furniture crafting, because you need mutant crops to craft furniture pieces. So yes, you can actually create furniture from crops. You can't do that in real life, but you can do that in Sword of Justice. And here are my eggs. I was going to craft something from my eggs, but then I ran out of salt. So now I have to wait till tomorrow to find out what I can craft from them. But I'm going to try milk and sugar, and oh my gosh, it creates sweet milk. That is so cool. Just like in real life. Okay, so this is where I was saying how you can craft furniture from your crops. So right now I'm still missing some mutant grapes. I have plenty of mutant reeds, but I need more mutant grapes to craft my furniture. I actually don't need to craft any of my cosmetic shifts because I get them through rewards from doing tasks in my manor. So I have plenty of cosmetic shifts, but I would love to have some of those furniture pieces. Alright, so I am now coming here to check out to see if any new crops got unlocked now that I'm level 7. I'm just kind of scrolling through and I don't see anything new. it's still the same one. I'm clicking on that little lantern so I can see it in 2 rows, and it doesn't look like anything's been unlocked in this section here. And I'm clicking on aquatic plants, and aquatic plant does not open until level 12, so I'm not going to be getting any new aquatic plants anytime soon. Alright, I'm sure some of you are wondering where I got all the salt from. It's from these salt rocks. Same thing with the fluorescent pieces. It all comes from these rocks that you find throughout your farm area. So always take a look there. And then back to the aquatic plants. Level 12 does not release until November of 2026. So it's going to be a long ways before I can even get that extra aquatic plant. So this video was made really late at night, right before I'm about to go to sleep. So I always look at the time of when I can harvest my crops. So since it's going to be an overnight harvest, I always plant something that's going to take at least 6 hours to grow before I can harvest. Because I'm not going to wake up in the middle of the night to do a 90-minute harvest. So always keep track of your time, and that will maximize your resources, because every time you harvest and you sell, you get more resources. Alright, so now I'm heading into the livestock area, and as you can tell that the livestock area is actually very close to where your farm is, and the more you play with the Manor system, the better you will get at navigating around your farm, because you'll realize everything is actually really close to each other. Also, your movement speed increases, because the higher you get for your tune, the more gear you get, which also increases your movement speed. And that also helps you navigate around your farm much faster as well. So, but right now, I am going to finally hatch 2 more large animals. So I've been waiting for this for a while. So finally, the day is here, December 1st, 2025. I can actually hatch my crane, and I get to pick any other large animal to hatch as well. And I decided to choose the calf because the calf gives me milk. And milk to me at this point is quite useful. So I'm gonna feed it, and I get to harvest right away. Alright, so I'm gonna try to release one of my duckies. Since I have 2 of them and I don't need to, I'm gonna let one go by clicking on that icon right there to release it. As you've noticed, it doesn't quite refresh very quickly. You do have to exit out of this animals kind of panel to actually see it disappear. So as you can tell, it's not changing. You just have to exit out to make it work. Alright, I'm going to click on that little icon to show you my little collection. Anytime I see a little bubble, that means I get a bonus because I did a collection pack. So I always want to get more resources. Also, this is the weekly collection pack area. Generally, there will be 9 choices for you to collect, and all you have to do is collect 3 out of the 9 to meet the weekly collection pack. So it is actually quite easy to do so. I actually collected, without me knowing, 7 out of the 9. So I got to pick and choose 3 out of the 7 that I want to meet my collection pack for this week. And remember, today's only Monday, and I've already collected everything I could. Alright, so I'm going to come over here to my livestock area again, and I'm just trying to experiment. I got rid of 2 of my small animals, And I'm going to see if I can trade those two for a large animal, just to see if that's even possible, because it's level 7, and I would love to have another crane. But as you can tell, I try to hatch another crane, it says this type of animal has exceeded its limit. So I'm only allowed to just get those 2 extra large animals, and that is it. I can't get rid of some of my smaller animals to get a larger. That's just not possible. So right now, I'm just going to choose a fox, because I don't think I have a fox yet. So I definitely want my a new little fox. I wonder if the fox is new. I don't remember the fox being there for level 6. So I think the fox is new to level 7. So yeah, I guess that was a good trade-off. I let go of one of my peacocks and I let go of one of my ducks. But since I only have one peacock, I'm going to bring my peacock back. So I'm going to feed and harvest my little fox. Now let's see what I'm going to get. Oh no, I can't, because I've already maxed out my small animals. So I can't even harvest from my new fox that I just got. Alright, that's fine. But now, I'm gonna go visit a friend's farm to see what I can sell. So as you can tell, I just kind of go down and click on their names and see if I can find a 1.75x. Worst case, I'll go to a friend that has a 1.5x. And generally, I love going to a friend's farm if I have like almost close to 1,000 of that resources to sell, because that makes it a very worthwhile trip to go to their manor to sell my crops. So I'm just going to go down my list and see what I can do. Alright, so I chose Khalil's farm to visit because this friend has a level 7 manor. So if they have a level 7 manor, I was hoping I could harvest something from here, but turns out I can't. He just planted new crops. So I'm going to quickly run over and I'm actually going to harvest from his livestock. So yes, you can. One of my friends told me about this, that I can actually go and harvest from the livestock as well. But I have to be picky and choosy because there is a limit to how much I'm allowed to harvest from the animal section. So I'm definitely going to harvest from their crane because I know it's a level 7. This person definitely has a crane because a crane gives me that shrimp. I don't have a lot of river shrimps, so I would love to go to my friend's farms and collect more river shrimps. Also, the calves has the milk. Milk is very useful. I'm going to always collect more milk. I try to collect meat from the piglet, but as you can tell, I've already maxed out because I already went to some of my friends' farms earlier this morning and collected from their livestock area. So just keep that in mind. You can help your friends harvest their crops and harvest their animals. Alright, so I'm now back at my manor, and as you can tell, I am working on a custom build from the front part of my manor. And I just want to give you a tip. I actually maxed out everything I could sell for resources last week, and it was only a Friday when I maxed out. So it is possible, like I sold thousands of resources at a friend's manor at the merchant post, and I maxed out. It would not let me sell anymore. I couldn't sell it to my own merchant post either. So just keep that in mind. Once you are selling at the level of thousands and thousands of harvests and crops, yeah, you can max out. So this week, finally Monday, I can finally sell more. So now I'm going down my list and I'm going to see who I can sell my crops to. And finally, I hope I can get enough resources to work on my custom manor. Alright, I think I found somebody. I'm gonna head over to Eden's manor and her merchant post. Okay, because I have close to 700 of that particular crop I can sell. So might as well earn some resources. I probably will max out again by Friday, but at least I know not to spend it all before Friday. It's okay if I max out my cells, just as long as I don't max out my spending. So right now, I just literally just click on the plant and then click on maximum. I'm going to sell all of it. And as you can tell, I just started. I started literally almost at no resources. And today's only Monday, I'm already over 200,000 resources. Now for my sugar, I could sell lots of sugar, but I always want to keep some for myself so I can do more reprocessing. That fluorescent stone, I'm probably not going to sell it because that's useful for dyeing, and it's not that easy to find all the time. So I'm not going to sell everything. But if you kind of take a look at what I have, I do have quite a bit of harvested crops that I am keeping for myself. Yes, my resources are now at over 300,000, and that's just from my sales in one day. And I didn't do a lot of planting today too. So this is just from my planting since last week. And I'm just kind of taking it easy this week as I know I can max out. So I'm not going to do too much planting this week because you can tell I have plenty of crops I can sell. I'm just waiting for a good price to sell it at. Also, another tip, as you've noticed, I am not really selling my mutant crops, and I'm not selling my premium crops either, because I'm gonna try and reprocess my premium crops into more premium goods, and then hopefully that will sell at a higher price. Also, my river shrimp. I've never had a river shrimp before. It finally unlocked today. So I'm very curious to what I can do with my river shrimp. I'm definitely not going to sell it. Alright, I am now coming back to my farm. I am also at almost the end of this video. So right now, I have definitely maxed out my merchant trade post. It seems like my reprocessing can still use some work until I max that out. I'm only at 10 out of 15. And yeah, I'm still working on it. I just keep on doing some more reprocessing. I'll eventually max that out. And then I still need to harvest more for my plants. I'm only at 85 out of 129. Be able to move on to the next level. But I am pretty close. As you can tell, my livestock, I've already completed everything that I need for my livestock. So I just need to work on my planting a little bit more, my reprocessing a little bit more, and then I'm maxed out and I'll be ready for level 8 when it comes out 15 days from today. And today is December 1st, 2025. Alright, thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. Right now I'm just going to continue to harvest and plant new crops because it is getting really late at night and getting ready for bed, so I'm going to be planting my 6-hour crops. And then I'm also going to show you a little bit of my manor that I'm custom building just for fun because I love all the trampolines, all the hot air balloons. If you want to check that out, you can keep on watching this video. But if you want to stop right now because you're done, then thank you so much for watching another one of my manor videos. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, and one more pro tip. You're probably wondering why I'm not clicking on the water wheel. And the answer is I don't have to, because there's two reasons why I don't have to. One is one of my friends already came over and harvested my crops and loosened my soil because they get a share out of my harvest. Because they did that, I do not need to turn the water wheel. The second condition where you don't use the water wheel is if you're planting and harvesting at the same time and it's raining. The raining is like sprinklers. You don't need to turn the water wheel. So there's a weather condition called rain, and then you don't have to do the water wheel. And then the other condition is one of your friends come over and they harvest, and then you don't have to turn the water wheel. So as you can tell, I don't have to turn the water wheel on any of these dry fields because I have met one of those two conditions. So there's a pro tip. It's good to have friends in here that comes and harvest from your fields.